Head and into the back of the net. 1-0 Philippines.
Well, you can't take away from the quality of the set piece that's got into the box. Yes, we've got the size advantage, but that's nothing if there's no quality on that end product, that final delivery. It was a fantastic corner, just at the right height, just enough pace. And even though Thailand are trying to stay nice and tight, sometimes that's a disadvantage. It gets crowded, it makes it difficult for the defenders. It's a dream start. It's a dream start, not even 10 minutes gone, and the Philippines is 1-0 up in the final of the AFF.
Unbelievable. I couldn't have planned it any better. And Jessica Coward, what a time to score for the Philippines. I believe her first for the country. And she's done it in the final. 22-year-old defender, Jessica Coward. Actually, quite a new addition to this squad. And just like Egesvik and Savitsky, she's been a real revelation in this competition. And she might have just made the biggest contribution yet.
I think she's really built herself into the squad as well. Just you can see it progressively every game, just getting introduced during out the campaign, during the progression coming into this competition. Well-deserved goal. And of course, when the defenders score, just kind of puts them right on the edge now, and then they're going to toughen up. It's difficult from a coaching perspective now. You don't really want to change anything. You're not going to plan going out and being 1-0 up in the first 10 minutes of a final. So for me, nothing changes. Got to keep things tight. Got to accept the fact that Thailand will push over the next 5-10 minutes.
Referee Bui Titu Trang just trying to keep things calm tonight. Of course, in a final with tension so high, things will be bound to get a bit chippy. Ball from McDaniels, knocked on by Bolden. Annis giving chase. And she's going to lift it into the box. Another corner kick for the Philippines. Crowd score Isapa in the crowd. And it's got to be a feeling of dread for every back line that faces a set piece from Tanayanis.
Well, I think you've got to do your homework. You've got to limit giving away corners, especially free kicks in and around the box, because Annis is fantastic. It's another good ball in as well.
This time cleared away, but right back to Tanayanis, who can put in a good ball. Goalkeeper getting a touch to it. Follow up. Players are down. Thailand looking to clear their lines. The referee blows the whistle. It looks like it's Sophia Harrison who is struggling a little bit. Went for the follow-up at the edge of the area. You can see she causes chaos with every ball into the box, Tanayanis. That's a good punch away from Chotmani. There was that shot from Harrison, and on the follow-through, she clipped the player from Thailand. Chotmani Thong Mongkol needing a bit of treatment. And no surprise there, she took quite the hit in the air. That's got to be playing in her mind now as well. Every ball into the box is going to be challenged. Oh, what a tempo this game is being played at. Just 12 minutes in, it's breezed by, Darren.
Yeah, there was no building into the game either, especially after that quick goal. Now both teams are really going to have to test each other. Thailand have got the work to do. I don't think Thailand will panic. They've scored plenty of goals building up, but they will have in the back of their minds, and the coaching staff will know that the Philippines, when they have momentum, are dangerous every time they go forwards.
Thailand looking to recompose themselves. Bolden. Kanya not doing well. Spreading it out wide. Thailand looking to find their rhythm. Trying to settle into this game. Along getting a touch. Giyu. Egesvik cuts out the pass. Savitsky runs into trouble. And Thailand have numbers, but they released it quickly. Not the best option. Sawalak Pengnam obviously has done her research on Olivia McDaniel. She's been looking to catch her out, but she had numbers going forward there, Darren.
Yeah, and sometimes when that happens, it's premeditated. Same player getting on the ball, doing the same thing a couple of times. But as we've mentioned, it's going to take something very, very special to score against McDaniel from that sort of distance.
Quesada hit the deck, but the challenge was clean. Giyu. Shielded nicely by Kanjanapur. The player is getting entangled there. And Giyu not afraid to get physical. You can see the Ultras Filipinas enjoying themselves. Katrina Giyu, a real spark plug for the Philippines, adds a lot of energy to this team. Diagonal ball. Harrison looking to cut it out, misses the ball. Recovers, but the whistle is blown. Thailand looking to play quickly here.
Yeah, sometimes being the slightly physical side, it could go against you in those little 50-50 decisions. Harrison just very eager to get on the ball. Referee judging that she was too physical, winning it.
2 shots apiece, and now it's Thailand's turn to threaten from a set piece. Ball into the box, straight into the hands of Olivia McDaniel. Had a slight bobble, but in the end she gathers it safely. One more look at that. It was in the danger zone, just a little beyond the front post runner. Quesada called for the foul. Getting over the back of her marker. Thailand starting to get on the ball a little bit more here. Egesvik. Panya Suk taking charge. Coward gets to that. Giyu with a nice chest drop. And now Quesada can be released. She's looking to play quickly to Bolden. Safety first for Thailand. They just want to get it out to safety. And rather uncharacteristic there from Thailand, who are usually very confident playing out the back. Not taking any chances. Harrison now. Looking to cause a bit of havoc inside the box. Another throw in. Sophia Harrison taking a long run up. It's a deep one. Bolden gets a touch. Bouncing around dangerously. Bolden blocked. Thailand scrambling. They're able to play it down the line. And Kanyanat gonna lose possession there. Much to her disbelief. Panya Suk. Almost surprised by Giyu. Megas Vic winning that tackle. It's been a high tempo start and a real physical game between these two. And here was that throw in. The ball bouncing around dangerously inside Thailand's box. Bolden's strike was blocked. You can sense a bit of unease in the defending of Thailand. Anis fouled on that aerial challenge as Peng Nam just backed into her. And again, another opportunity for Tane to put one in the box.
Yeah, this will be a chance really just to lift it into the box. You can see as Anis just gets up there, a little push in her back. Referee deems that as dangerous play. And now this ball will just be dinked in over the top and the Philippines will chase it down and try to create a little bit of pressure in the right areas.
6 at the edge of the area for the Philippines. A lot of pushing and shoving. Anis's ball is it to the far post. Harrison. Savitsky. All the way through. Giyu! Second goal for the Philippines. Right on the 6-yard box, Katrina Giyu. No mistake. A dream start has just gotten better. The crowd going wild. Again, from a set piece. Second ball by Harrison, half cleared. Savitsky gets it in, and Giyu is right there to turn it in.
Yeah, great instinctive finish, but it's all about keeping the ball in the right areas and very quick to turn it back into the box. She actually just drifted off the shoulder. She wasn't being marked. She was patient. She stayed in a good area. And then just the composure just to check, scan and screen where the goalkeeper was and slot it past the keeper. 2-0 up, 20 minutes gone.
Unbelievable. We talked about this game being a different one from the meeting in the group stage. It's been night and day. Katrina Giyu scoring a massive goal for the Philippines. And she held her nerve right in front of goal, where many could have panicked. Not the number 21 of the Philippines.
Well, the conversion rate has been incredible. We've worked hard for the opportunities that we had. Might say against Vietnam at 1-0, there were a few opportunities which were similar, which we didn't convert, but on the big stage in a final where you would say Thailand have been there 4 times. This is our first time to have that level of composure, to have that level of maturity. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And now things changed a little bit. We're halfway through the first half. The coaches might make a couple of changes, or perhaps they'll just keep a bit of momentum going and just limit Thailand from playing. Thailand has still not yet found their rhythm in this game.
The conditions changing at the Rizal Memorial Stadium as a slight drizzle is falling onto the pitch now. Sarah, or rather that was Quesada. Anis spreading it to the rampaging Sophia Harrison. Unable to put in a good ball. That is blocked by Kanjanapur. She's been busy, Sophia Harrison, up and down the left flank. And now another opportunity for a throw. This time she goes short to Jacqueline Savitsky. Her ball into the box. Giyu, or rather Quinley Quesada, just unable to make contact.
I don't want to think too far ahead, but the Philippines has 5 defensive players on their bench, whereas Thailand's bench is a lot more attacking. So this game is far from done. Thailand will most probably not be happy that they haven't got going yet. I mean, we do have the home advantage, got a great crowd tonight, but Thailand have got to change something up in the next few minutes if they want to get themselves back into this game.
McDaniel with a header. Quesada trying to poke that over to a teammate. Her effort rewarded. Anis. They're going to find a bit of time and space for the Philippines. Over to Madarang. Savitsky now. Chance to breathe for the Filipinas. Coward pinging that into the path of Bolden. Putting pressure on the forward. Serena Bolden squares it. What a chance. Tane Anis just not able to make the contact she wanted.
Really unselfish play there by Bolden. Nice and strong. Thought she had fouled, but just had the composure just to pick a nice little cut back. And then Anis there. Oh, it's easier said than done in training. She's sticking that in the back of the net, but we have to put yourselves 3-0 up. All sorts of things are going through your mind.
And Serena Bolden, so difficult to keep quiet. She's physical, she's relentless. A nightmare for the center back. Crowd enjoying themselves, and why not? McDaniel pulled into action. Past the halfway point of this opening period. Haley Long plays it back to McDaniel. Nervy moment for the goalkeeper, but she deals with it. Pataranan unable to keep the attack alive, and that's the first real moment of danger for the Philippines.
Yeah, but Danielle did well to react in that scenario.
Giyu giving Bolden something to chase. And Serena Bolden now on the ball, feeding Tane Anis. Through on goal, no. Shotmani putting a stop to that. They're probing, they're hungry, they're looking for a third.
Anis is having a really high impact game in the middle. She's involved with everything. She's got a great turn of pace as well, just dictated exactly where she wanted the ball to be played.
Again, the defense of Thailand struggling to cope with Serena Bolden. And this time, the blue shirts finding a bit of joy on the left side. Madarang winning the battle. Anis able to turn. Bolden looking for Giyu. Hand goes up immediately in apology. Not on the same wavelength there. Two goal scorers, Katrina Giyu and Jessica Coward, if you're just joining us. You see the energy here in the grandstand. It's an atmosphere that matches the occasion. Haley Long doing well. Ball not out of play yet. It's going to be a throw-in for Thailand.
Yeah, it's important for the defenders to stay switched on. Long doing really well to read that pass. It was a good passing, good area. And over the last few minutes, Thailand just slowly building themselves back into this game. I mean, it was never going to be a final which would only go in one direction. Thailand are an exceptional team. The only team that remain unbeaten in this competition.
Coward able to sort out her feet and get it forward to Bolden. She's all alone against three blue shirts, but still manages to find a release. This match, of course, the main event of a Sunday doubleheader. And we already saw a nail-biter earlier on. 7 goals in that one, Darren. A 4-3 victory for Myanmar. So goals have been coming in a flurry in this competition. And by no means is this done and dusted for the Philippines. Still over an hour of play remaining. Harrison. Panyasuk. There is going to be a fight back from Thailand. She's going to be absolutely central to it. Looking for the run in behind. Madarang alert to the danger. One full back to the other, and Harrison with a bit of skill. And taking the contact from behind, but not enough for a foul to be whistled. A loose pass. Quesada looking to thread the needle, unable to do so. McDaniel off her line. Needing to be quick, Olivia McDaniel. Egesvik getting some distance for the Philippines as Giyu chases. Her effort paying off here. Serena Bolden is one-on-one. The shot is stopped. The Philippines turning defense to attack very, very quickly. And it was the effort of Giyu that made this chance possible. Another shot on target, this time from Serena Bolden.
Perhaps one of those scenarios where she didn't quite realize how much time and space she had around her. That's one of the things about this Filipino team, the setup. Even though they've got that rotation at the bat, they're comfortable, they're calm. They've always got that option where they can just turn defending into attacking really, really quickly. Quick transition, nice and direct. When you've got a player like Bolden up front, she can make things happen.
Thailand struggling with the physicality of the Philippines. Coward wins the header. Egesvik looking to knock that one on. And again, Quesada not giving up on the play. Called for the foul. That'll be 5 for the Philippines now, just 2 for Thailand. And it's been a tiring affair for the back line of the Chabakyao. And Panita needing a moment for a bit of treatment. The Philippines taking the opportunity to rehydrate and regroup. And again, it's been moments like these, Darren. They've been happening over and over again. It's just a unwillingness to give up on a play.
Yeah, really pressing hard and making it very difficult for Thailand to settle. I think one thing we need to be aware of, though, is making sure the game efficiency is there, a little bit of game management. I'm not saying play negative, but every time that we counter really quickly, it's taking legs away from our forward players. And, you know, it'd be nice if we could keep a player like Bolden on the field for the full 90 minutes. So perhaps just find a way to be a little bit more efficient when we're attacking, perhaps the extra pass here and there. Easier said than done. This is a final. There's a lot at stake. No one wants to give the ball away in their middle third, in their starting third. So it's just really going to be now about a little bit of game efficiency. Under 15 minutes now in this first half. Take it in without conceding.
Thailand ready to continue. Nice little turn from Pramnak. And Thailand getting back to full strength here as Panita is ready to rejoin the action. Party atmosphere started before the first whistle and has carried on for over half an hour. You'd expect it to continue for another hour more. Thailand still looking for a foothold in this game. So far, they have struggled to find their openings. But here they are with the ball. Finding the spaces. And this is what they want. This is where they thrive. Knocking the ball around, keeping it short, keeping it tidy. When they're looking for the killer ball, the Philippines have had the answers.
Yeah, sometimes when you're playing against a good side, you can't always strip the ball away. You can't always intercept. So part of defending is making sure that you can push players into areas. And every time Thailand passes it backwards, it means we're doing a good job with our defensive and mid blocks. So the Philippines has been really good at getting their 2 6s, the 2 holding centre mids, just in front of the back 4. Makes it very difficult for the teams that like to pass and move in those half spaces.
Giyu and Bolden have been the stuff of nightmares for this Thailand backline. They combine again there. And now Harrison can take her time with this throw in, allow the numbers to move forward for the Philippines. They've got 6 shirts inside the opposition third. Bolden gets the knock on. Dangerously inside the box. And what an opportunity for Serena Bolden. She was inside the 6-yard box there. Got her head to it. Quesada doing ever so well to knock that one on. And Bolden unable to direct it on target. Long. Thought about passing it back, but decided a safer option was better. Haley Long has been an absolute rock for Coach Alan Stajic. On Thailand now. They're going to switch it from left to right. Panita. Entry ball met by Savitsky. Bolden holding up the play. Egisvik looking to spread it over to Taneanis. Unable to do so. And Thailand now starting to edge the possession. They're enjoying a bit more on the ball, but are struggling to cause problems. Chetabutter crowded out. We're going to play quickly. Pramnak. No way forward. Nice run by the left back. Looking to challenge Tanayanis. Entry ball safely out. And Olivia McDaniel will take her time. Loves an opportunity to frustrate the opposition forward, Olivia McDaniel.
We just saw a fantastic phase of defending there from the Philippines. That's exactly what you do against the high possession teams. You can frustrate them, crowd them out, make them play backwards, make them recycle, and force them to play long anyway. And of course, with the size advantage and the physical advantage of the Philippines in their back four, they feel comfortable with Thailand and playing those long passes, which is not really their style of football anyway.
There's something special about this team, Darren. The Filipinas, it seems as if they're so quick to swarm on anybody on the ball. The energy levels through the roof. Quesada fully committed in the challenge, but runs into the player from Thailand, and that was a strong collision.
Well, I think this team just really captures exactly what we are as a culture, which is a family. And they go out there, they play for each other. They're not frightened to, put their bodies on their line. They all have collective goals. They do everything together. As you said, what's special about this team is it really is a team.
Searching for the holes. Hasn't been easy goings for the four-time champions. Guiu getting a touch to it. That's a forward, Katrina Guiu. Not afraid to do the dirty work. Looking for ideas. Not on the same page as they were looking to spread that ball wide to the left side. So far, the Philippines have had an answer to everything Thailand have thrown at them. Strong challenge in the middle from Savitsky. Jacqueline Savitsky. What an addition she's been. Actually has an international cap for Canada, Jacqueline Savitsky. Speaking of the caliber of player that she is. Polish father and a Filipino mother. And one of the veterans out there on the pitch alongside Tanayanis. A whistle going against the Philippines, much to the frustration of the players on the pitch and the crowd in the stands. Bolden. Quesada has got room to run. Just looking for Guiu. Seemed like she was blocked off there. Referee had a good look at it. Katrina Guiu unhappy with the non-call. Looks like she was running across the defender there. Chance here for Thailand. Referee happy to let the physicality run a little bit. And what you want is consistency from the referee, and at least she's calling it both ways.
Well, that's what people want to see in a final as well. They want the game to flow. We have to accept the fact that a final is going to be contested. And that is the nature of football. So I thought either side 50-50s, it's fine. It's just competitive. People are going for the ball. let the game flow and let the crowd enjoy this spectacle.
Harrison wins the header. Coward able to knock it on to Guiyu. Exhibits a bit of skill to get it to Bolden. And Thailand having a little bit more success keeping the Philippines quiet on the counter. But it's them who are in need to open this game up as they are 2 goals behind.
What I like about the Philippines' defensive setup at the moment is, although they're compact, they're not too deep, which, you know, limits the space that Thailand can play in. They're trying to pop it around, and then physically, as you said, we're able to get numbers in and just forcing him to play these little long passes.
And McDaniel has been so quick off the line, ready to sweep up anything that finds its way behind her defensive line. And right now, this puzzle has been a little too difficult to solve for the Chabakyao. Matarang winning the free kick. Not much time remaining in our opening half. And what has been a dream start for the home side. Bolden rushed a little bit, and she was looking for the run of Quinley Quesada. And you see the look on the face of Alan Stajic. The Philippines could easily be 3-0 up in this game. They've had some fantastic opportunities to extend the lead, but they won't be too disappointed with the current scoreline.
Yeah, of course, and there won't be very many minutes added on here. It's just been one of those games which has been nice. It's been flowing, and for the Philippines, what a situation to be in, looking as if they're going to go 2-0 up at half-time and get that 15 minutes with their coaching staff to work out and plan how they really approach this second half. Thailand definitely making a game of it. 2 minutes, that's all that's left in this first half.
We're into added time. Egesvik working hard to ensure possession remains with the Philippines. Panyasuk. And Tanianis shepherding her opposite captain. Ball through the middle. Looking for an exchange with Peng Nam. So many red shirts back, including Katrina Guiyu, who has crowded out Panyasuk here. The work rate has been tremendous. Just beyond Bolden. The Thai supporters visibly stunned as of the moment, alongside their coach Mio Okamoto, who's got plenty to do during halftime. Guiyu, perhaps one last chance here for the Philippines. It's a corner kick.
And the referee will let this play as well. What an opportunity.
Crowd on their feet. Can the Philippines find a third right before halftime? Anis's delivery into the box. So close. Quesada gets it onto the crossbar, but it's going to be another corner kick. Look at that. Havoc inside the box. Another ball. And this time, The Philippines unable to take advantage. The halftime whistle is blown. The Philippines enjoying the perfect start to their first final. Jessica Coward getting things started in just the 7th minute, and Katrina Guiu adding on to it in the 19th. The Philippines can sniff their first major title in football, but they've still got 45 minutes to go, Darren.
Yeah, what a fantastic start to this championship. I mean, we are 45 minutes away from making history, and it was really that first 45 minutes that put us in this situation. It's going to be interesting to see what the coaching staff have to say, but the Philippines is in control of their destiny at the moment.
We've got highlight statistics in second half action just around the corner. Stay with us. Halftime at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, and what an opening half of football we just enjoyed. The Philippines looking for their first major title in football, and they've approached this one in spectacular fashion. The crowd enjoying themselves, and rightly so, as we take a look at some of the highlights from those opening 45 minutes. You can see the passion from the very beginning, and they came out with the intensity to match, Darren.
Well, we knew that the Philippines had momentum from their last game at Vietnam, but little will we know they would just continue the same way they finished off that game. They were very, very quick going forwards. They were very quick at making sure that they compacted the field when Thailand had the ball, and here's that little breakthrough moment.
Just 7 minutes in, Darren. Little ricochet, and Jessica Coward able to turn it into the net. Perfect start. Not even 10 minutes into the contest, and you could see the pandemonium that took place in Rizal, but the Philippines were far from finished. And this one perhaps encapsulating the kind of effort that they've shown throughout this contest so far.
Yeah, it's been very well contested, especially in the middle of the park. A couple of times where perhaps the Philippines showed some nerves, but they just kept plugging away, And here's that moment that we went 2-0 up. And when you watch it back, it's just a fantastic finish, just so composed, so calm. The keeper can't really do anything from there, but if that's not tucked in the corner, Jing, that's not 2-0. And then what a moment this was.
So close to 3 as Tane Annis was teed up by Serena Bolden, who also had her own chance to add to the scoreline, was clear through on goal. And right before the halftime whistle off the crossbar from Quinley Quesada, they've been peppering this back line of Thailand. And you can expect, you anticipate and feel as if there are more goals in this match to come.
Oh, most certainly. And when you look at the stats, you can see that the Philippines has, had 7 shots and converted 2 of them. You're always happy of 1 in 5. So the conversion rate has been fantastic. Yeah, there's been a few fouls, but that's just because the game's contested and the Philippines has gone out to try to stop Thailand by pressing them. They're not being dirty. They're just pressing nice and quick.
Thailand have plenty to do in the second half, but so do the Philippines if they want to move on and win this AFF Women's Championship. The crowd enjoying themselves here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. They've got a little bit of time to breathe, but not much, as second half action is just around the corner. First half in the books, 45 minutes to go. The Philippines up 2 goals ahead of Thailand. And if things stay this way, they will win the 2022 AFF Women's Championship. The first major title for the Philippines. What an achievement it would be. And they have performed remarkably well in front of this ecstatic crowd at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. But they've still got plenty of work to come, Darren.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if we went into this game as the underdogs or not. I mean, Thailand being undefeated, but we had the momentum. But we've most certainly come out this second half as the favourites, Jing.
We are underway. Second half action with the Filipinas in red for those who are just joining us. You missed out on an incredible opening 45. Chance here for Thailand. Opportunities inside the Philippine box have been few and far between. Haley Long has been central to keeping the door shut for the Philippines alongside Jessica Cowart and Olivia McDaniel in goal. There's a little pep in the step of Thailand as they enter the second half. If we recall, at the end of the first, they were getting a lot more of the ball, Darren.
Yeah, they were starting to get into the game a little bit more. The half-time break would have been good for both sides to try to reset and readjust. And of course, Thailand know they have to do one thing, and that is they have to take the game to the Philippines. So that's something the Philippines can bank on. They just need to make sure they're structured and organised.
Panya Suk, captain of Thailand, unable to put her fingerprints on this game quite yet. Meanwhile, the Philippines have had an answer to everything that has been thrown their way. Bolden looking for the back heel as Giyu was making the run in behind. And Thailand looking to create a bit of width. Entry pass, cut out by Cowart. Egesvik looking to play it long for Katrina Giyu. Saw Katrina Giyu, Jacqueline Savitsky, and Sarah Egesvik. All have been tremendous for the Filipinas. As we take a look at Mr. Tolentino, who is enjoying the action here tonight. It's a star-studded affair here in Manila, as everyone has come out in hopes of witnessing history. President Nonong Araneta amongst the crowd. There's been a lot of pressure on the shoulders of the Filipinas, but they don't seem to feel it. At least they don't show it, Darren.
Well, they're really playing a mature game. I mean, being 2-0 up in a final is not always the easiest place to be. I mean, you've got to concentrate. You've got to make sure that you limit your mistakes. I mean, sometimes it's never easy to be 2-0 down, but Thailand have only got one thing that they've got in the back of their head now, is get forwards, get a goal. And the Philippines have got a lot of other things they need to think about, like, for example, limiting mistakes, making sure they're efficient on the ball.
Anis does well to poke it into the path of Quesada. Lovely ball for Eva Mataran. Able to get it under control into Katrina Giyu. Anis lets it run. Bolden. Left-foot strike for Quinley Quesada is off target.
And that's what you need to do. We've got to accept the fact that Thailand will have spells on the ball where they're maintaining possession. But as long as when the Philippines do get it, they can produce end products, create shots, force the through passes. If this goes to 3-0 Ding, it'd be a very, very tough challenge for Thailand to get back into this.
That would have been the 8th shot of the Philippines in this game. It's been a real cutting edge when the Philippines go forward. And Thailand just looking for one, something to change the tide of this game. Egesvik losing out on the 50-50, but Addis is there to recoup. Addis. Pram not pulling it up, but Katrina Giyu is there. Quesada. Looking for the run of Bolden. Caught in two minds. Savitsky. Egesvik. Switching sides to Sophia Harrison. Nice little stutter step. Gets a yard of space. Unable to deliver a ball into the box. It's so fascinating to watch the individual battles between the players. This one between Harrison and Pataranan. This time, the Thai player winning out. But Sophia Harrison has been relentless on the left flank. She's been up and down on the wing. Egesvik making herself available. Thailand playing quickly, too quickly for their own good, as there are no blue shirts inside the Philippine half. Egesvik calmly back to McDaniel. Gets it to Bolden. Looking for the whistle, nothing given. And Thailand play on. Savitsky cleans up. Not too many options in front of her, but she finds Giyu. Chetaputa winning possession, but just momentarily. And Thailand doing well to come out on top in that exchange. We're looking for the run of Peng Nam. And that's what the Philippines has been so good at doing, just blocking out the passing lanes. Some of the Thai fans here trying to show their support, trying to will on their side to get back into this game.
Thailand just slowly building themselves into some sort of momentum. I'd be happy just keeping it in low rotation, just trying to manipulate the space, trying to show the Philippines that they can hold passages of play together. But the Philippines, every time it goes into that final third, so quick to press it down.
Bolden. Lovely touch from Egesvik. First time over to Matarang. Ball to chase for Serena Bolden. He's managed to keep it in play. Anything to make a nuisance of herself, Serena Bolden. Egesvik not giving the Thais any time on the ball. Starting to find their rhythm. The Chabokiao. Well worked. Over to the right side. Ball into the channel. And Thailand manufacturing a chance here. McDaniel doing well to challenge. Only half cleared. Thailand. Pramnak unable to find a teammate, but it's straight back to her.
That's the first real chance for Thailand as well. I mean, they managed to fizz the ball across the box. Luckily, McDaniel was able to react, but the Philippines at some part of the game now have got to put their foot on the ball and just try to slow down Thailand in terms of them building momentum, because if they can keep this up for the next 3 or 4 minutes, they're likely to create another couple of chances.
They're starting to find their confidence. This was a lovely ball in a real dangerous area. And although McDaniel didn't get a touch to it, she did enough to pull it off. Sawalak. It's in these moments where the coaches start thinking whether it's time to change things up, or there's somebody that needs to be introduced to change how things are going. But right now, Thailand starting to find the rhythm. McDaniel gets it out of her feet, but straight to Pramnak. Enjoying their best spell of the game, the Chabakyao. Into the box. Pengnam looking to corral it. Pramnak takes a shot. And not going to be of trouble.
Yeah, and Thailand continue to build pressure on the Philippines. And you can see behind the goals that both sets of players are warming up. And perhaps maybe which coach will be braver to make the first substitution. Fresh legs in the right areas could play a really big part in what happens over the next 10 minutes.
It seems like the Philippines will be the ones to pull the trigger first. But Giyu's got a ball to chase. It's a strong tackle, but a fair one from Ponpirun. Just brushed aside Katrina Giyu. Looking for the touch back to Harrison. Just above Taneanis. The first substitute of the Philippines already stripped off and ready to come on. And now the crowd coming alive, and sensing it's time to get behind the Filipinas and to egg them on, to find the energy to suffocate this Thai side. Looking for that diagonal ball. And making the connection to Pataranan. Ball into the box. Coward is there. Along with the half clearance. Long range shot. Just wide of the post. Chachawan looking to curl that into the side netting. And you can see Mio Okamoto happy with what she's seeing. And now here comes that substitution. Eva Matarang coming off as 18-year-old Malaya Cesar set to come on. Being a little bit over eager here, Ploy Chompu Somnuik to get the player off. And everyone up in arms. As we see here, Eva Matarang just about to come off. And being pushed from behind by Somnuek. And she gets a booking for her troubles. And perhaps an encapsulation
Substitution
of
for
the feeling inside the Thai side right now.
Player number 19, Eva Managa,
They're desperate to get things moving along, and it's boiling over the frustration.
And honestly, considering the amount of work that Madaram's done for the Philippines over these games building to the final, she got off that field pretty quickly. I don't think she was trying to deliberately slow down play at all.
Knock on from Bolden. Katrina Guiu giving chase. This good fall for Quesada. Quesada got a chance to shoot off the post. The Philippines looking for the handball, not given. What a chance for the Philippines.
That's what Quesada's good at. She's really good at getting herself into the right areas. I mean, that's what you would call, just natural game intelligence. She drifts and she presses the right areas all the time when she's attacking.
Quintley Quesada, the Philippines' all-time leading scorer. And she almost added to her tally there. Got the space. And look at that, just off the upright, off the fingertips of the goalkeeper. So close. And the door is left slightly ajar for Thailand. Katrina Guiu asking a lot of Sophia Harrison here. Only half an hour remains. And Thailand, fresh from enjoying their best spell of the match, themselves coming very close to conceding once more. The crowd here not wants to forget Ploy Chompu. She's going to be the target of ire for the rest of the evening, undoubtedly. Ooh, whistle is blown. And a yellow card for Jessica Coward as well. Coward in disbelief. But it's going to be a free kick now for Thailand in a very dangerous area. Let's have a look at it. It gets beyond Savitsky. Kanyanat on the stretch, and yep, Jessica Coward missed the ball. And Alan Stajic going to get a yellow card as well. Head coach of the Philippines displeased with the call. But has given his side a little bit more time to organize themselves ahead of this free kick. What a moment. Huge opportunity for Thailand to find their way back into this game. And it's Somnuek over the ball, who has the ability from this distance. Somnuek, wide. He got plenty of power on it, just couldn't get it on target.
Yeah, it's a very sweet strike, got right through the ball. Fantastic timing, I think. But Daniel there, very happy to see that just blaze past the post.
Goodness me, that had power from the number 6. Yellow cards flying out of the pocket of referee Buiti Tutrang. This time, it's Pilawan who joins the referee's book. And it was from the goal kick. Let's have a look at it here. The arm was up. Bit of a forearm onto the back of the head of Serena Bolden. And the Vietnamese referee just trying to get control of this game. Tane Annis, even from this deep line position, looking to put a dangerous one into the box. Floats it in. And out for a goal kick.
That's a really good area. Thailand keeping their line a little high, and she was able to just glide it into that space that was left in behind.
One more look at that. Into the danger zone for Annis. It was knocked on. Quesada unable to find Savitsky. Pramnak has support. Panyasuk. It's a good idea. Somnuek did not know the ball in behind was coming.
I think at times Thailand just lacking a little bit of width. They're good at combining in the middle. They're getting enough time and enough space to try to make things happen, but they don't really have that width to try to play those passes in and behind the Philippines.
Guiyu wins the header. Tane Annis out wide. Right back to Katrina Guiyu, who wins the free kick. That's a clear one. A little too fast for Rodtong.
That's talking about playing wide. The Philippines straight away able to exploit space on the right-hand side, creating a little 2v2, and Guiyu just picking up on the ball. As you said, she's too quick, she's cut inside, drawing a foul, and these are really nice areas to have little free kicks in. You put a little bit of whip in it, get it into a good area. Philippines got loads of bodies forwards.
And they've put up a four-man wall here. So clearly, the goalkeeper Chotmani worried that this might go direct as well from Tane Annis. She's got plenty of bodies to aim at inside the box. Annis's ball into the second post, but just wide. Serena Bolden managed to make the connection, but she was just a little too deep. And it's so dangerous from the set piece. And substitutions coming now for Thailand. In comes Alisa Rukpinij and Sang Rawi Mikam.
Substitution for Thailand. Player number 3.
Well, fresh legs in high areas will make a difference. Thailand have just been missing something in the final third. Their build-up play's been improving. They've been getting themselves into the game, but they've just been missing that something up front.
Let's put on some of the youngsters here. Coach Mio Okamoto. As I mentioned, Darren, fresh legs needed now for Thailand. Able to get in behind Coward. Ball in behind is met by Haley Long. Quesada gets a bit more distance on it. But here come Thailand once more. On the turn and finding support on the left side. The substitute sting in the hands of McDaniel. Olivia McDaniel, solid in that situation. Any fumble could have been a cause for disaster, but she was right on top of it. They're getting plenty of distance on the goal kick. Annis wins the header. Guiyu. It's got Bolden inside the box. Annis on the overlap. Opts for Savitsky, who spreads it to Harrison. Philippines not rushing it here. Sarah Egesvik. And just a little over 20 minutes remaining in this game.
Yeah, the minutes are certainly just slowly ticking by, and every minute that goes past makes it a little bit more difficult for Thailand to get themselves in this game.
Haley Long dealing with the danger. Thailand finding a bit more pace up front. Savitsky had that one poked away. Harrison out to Quesada, who does well to find a bit of room. Showed a bit too much. And it's taken away. Pramnak now for Thailand. Sangwari. Her cross. Only as far as Haley Long, and Cesar gets that out into safety. Sangrawi hounded by two red shirts, and in comes another substitution as the captain, Tane Anis, who has put in an incredible shift once again for the Filipinas, about to be replaced by 20-year-old Carly Frillis. She comes off to a standing ovation, and rightly so. What a game and what a campaign for Tane Anis.
Yeah, Anis has been exceptional. She's been involved in almost everything, every game. And that's exactly what you want from a captain, just leads by example, let alone to mention the quality of her set pieces.
Every set piece from Tane Anis, a spot of bother for the opposition. And perhaps a bit of a sigh of relief, as that is not something they'll have to worry about as she heads off over to the bench. But with Carly Frillis, the Philippines now have an extra runner up top. And a player with plenty of energy to spare. Cesar was looking for her fellow substitute. Guiyu pokes it away.
Yeah, and Guiu's just moved over to the right-hand side, and Frillis is up front now. Just some extra legs to just work alongside Bolden. The Philippines is, being drowned out a little bit in terms of possession, and having that option up front just to press balls in good areas is going to be helpful to help manage this game.
Panyasuk, entry pass cut out by Savitsky. Frillis holding up play beautifully well. Lovely drop on the shoulder, and Frillis is free. Unable to find a fellow red shirt. Frillis showing her capabilities in the first few minutes on the pitch. And she's been one of those players who's had the opportunity to come out through the ranks of the youth teams. And Alan Stajic placing a lot of confidence in her to put her in this match and throwing her into the final. And Haley Long taking exception to that little push. And you see Kanyanat Chetabutter getting involved. Let's take a look at that one more time. So push from behind. And Haley Long upsets. Wanted to have a little bit of a conversation with Alisa Rukpinic. And Chetabutter getting booked for her extracurricular involvement. Quite a few in the book now.
But when you're representing your country at any level, it's a passionate affair. What more when it's a AFF Cup final? I mean, Thailand will not very often be in this situation, finding themselves 2-0 down with 15 minutes to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to announce that the official attendance for tonight's final match is 8,257.
And there it is, over 8,000. What a crowd here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, and all of the thousands who have shown up, making themselves heard here tonight as they work to get the Filipinas over the line. Frill is called for the foul, a clear tug on the shorts. Thailand have not given up here. And one goal can turn this game on its head.
I think, Jing, we've reached the point of the game now where if the Philippines scores a goal, it's game over. And if the Thailand scores a goal, we're being for a serious end to this very well-contested cup final.
It's been tight in terms of shots on target. 5 for the Philippines, 3 for Thailand. And the Chabacao have certainly had a much better second half. But they're running out of time. They were in the final in 2019 in the last edition of this competition, fell short against Vietnam. They're in danger of falling short once more, this time against a country that has never made it to a final before, but are 2 goals ahead. It's forming into quite the rivalry between these two teams. And Thailand getting the better of the Philippines in the SEA Games and in their first meeting in this edition of the competition. But the Philippines getting the better of Thailand in the Asian Cup with World Cup qualification on the line, and tonight potentially with the AFF Championship. Lovely touch. Rides the challenge well. Sangrawi cuts it back, and the shot is over the bar. The substitutes combining well, as Alisa Rukpinic was on the end of that, but under a lot of pressure from Sarah Egesvik. And that was enough to put off the substitute. And what a moment for Thailand. Fantastic move.
That's the importance of having your holding centre mids that have got good engines on them, and Egesvik has been, almost flawless in the middle, working so hard. I mean, not too involved on the ball. We've been chasing a lot of possession in this second half, but in terms of being defensive and getting the right side of players and making it hard for Thailand to play, they've been limiting all the time.
Crunch time. It's all about holding your nerve now for the Philippines. And for Thailand, it's about finding a bit of inspiration, a bit of magic. Bolden into the path of Carly Frillis. She's one-on-one with her marker. Sends the ball in early for Serena Bolden. She's been lively since coming on, Carly Frillis. Just hasn't produced an end product quite yet.
Yeah, good work on the right-hand side, lifting it a little high for Bolden. But at times, the Philippine attack is a little bit isolated now. I mean, that's understandable. It's very late in the game. A lot of energy. There's been a lot of distance covered by the players, and in transition, not quite as willing to, join in. But also, we've got to remember that we do have defensive responsibilities as well.
Long wins that one. Into the final 10 minutes. Spreading it over to the right flank. And just beyond. Peng Nam making the run for it. She's been relentless in this game, working very hard for Thailand. She's going to need to dig deep a little bit longer. Slip from McDaniel on the goal kick. Straight to Pramnak. And Kanyanat Chetabutter knows the drill. Olivia McDaniel shaving off a precious few seconds off the clock.
And this can be the frustrating part of the game for a team that's 2-0 down. And as long as the Philippines can stay professional, make sure that they can just get themselves on the ball and, create a few phases of play, which, do help take the minutes away from Thailand, because Thailand are the ones who have got to make the move. They're the ones who have got to make sure that they push and take risks. The Philippines doesn't need to take risks.
And that's the scenario, the difficult scenario that Thailand have to face. All the risks need to be taken by the blue shirts. The Philippines have the luxury of simply shutting things down. Panyaso calling for calm from Thailand. And a loose touch. And a tussle won by Quinley Quesada. What a shift she's put in as well. Always a willing battler, Quinley Quesada. Egesvik looking to deliver this one into the box. Bolden gets ahead to it. And safely into the hands of the goalkeeper. The Philippines really trying to take advantage of their physicality. Every chance they get, they send it into the box.
Yeah, it's about playing the percentages sometimes. And I mean, the Philippines is 2-0 up. They've only got to make it happen one more time. And I think over the last 2-3 minutes, Thailand showing a little bit of fatigue. And we've been a little bit careless on the ball. And every time that the ball goes out for a throw-in, the Philippines is in control of the tempo of the game. And Thailand needs to get that back if they're going to get themselves back into it.
Tidily done between the two center mids, but shown a bit too much to Egesvik. Coward, alert to the danger. And looking to send one in behind, and it's straight to Olivia McDaniel. She's been called into action quite a bit, Olivia McDaniel. But she's been secure when called upon. Force backward, Panyasuk's ball is loose. Guillou threads the needle to Frillis. Bolden looking to take on her marker. Bolden gets to the end line and wins a corner kick. And quite a collision between her and Pilawan. And both sets of players feeling it. Look at that from Serena Bolden. Not much time remaining, but she's still putting in the effort, Serena Bolden. It looked like as she was trying to find her footing, she had made contact with the defender. Who must be exhausted as well at this stage of the game. The stretcher is out immediately for Thailand. And not a good sign. Looked like Serena Bolden might have made contact with her head or her face just as she was trying to catch her positioning. It was certainly not intentional, and she was very apologetic after. And a little worrying here as Pilawan will be stretchered off, which means they will be down to 10 momentarily and might be forced into a change here. But a corner kick is coming, and they will be without one of their key defenders. And we hope defender, but it's enough that she won't be able to continue in this game. And substitute Dipkrita Onsamay is about to come on, and she enters the fray now.
Substitution for Thailand. Number 4, 41, Pilawan, replaced by player number 23, Dipkrita Onsamay.
Free kick, or rather corner kick, for the Philippines. Sarah Egesvik sends it into the box. So close as Bolden made contact. It's going to be another corner kick. Bolden making a nuisance of herself. Didn't know too much about it. One more corner kick to come. Sarah Egesvik, her delivery into the box. A third for the Philippines. Serena Bolden finally gets it. The nail in the coffin. There's no coming back from that. just rewards for Serena Bolden, who has been tireless once more for the Philippines. Bolden gets her head to it, and into the back of the net it goes. Might have come off a defender's foot, but it was goal bound, and that will count as Serena Bolden's goal, and that has to be it, Darren.
Well, that will do it. It come from another set piece. It was 2 back-to-back deliveries from Eggerswick, which just managed to open it all up. It's a good ball in, and of course it was Bolden. Of course it was her. She was due a goal. She's been absolutely outstanding from start to finish. I know sometimes we talk a lot about number 9. She's led this line, and she's put ourselves in the situation now where Thailand would need something close to a miracle now to take this away from the Philippines.
Into added time now. What a time to be a Philippine football fan. They dared to dream. At the start of this competition. And now, the Thailand, fair play to them. Still looking for a way back into this game. But now the Rizal Memorial Stadium is alight. It's well and truly party time now.
Well, gee, it was a quiet second half. We were just working and working. And working, just keeping ourselves in this game. Making sure that Thailand couldn't play, knowing that just one more goal would seal it, and we've got it. And now we're making the substitutions. Everyone's getting.
Bolden comes off to a standing ovation. What a player.
Savitsky's been excellent. So has Harrison, and so has Bolden. I mean, they've worked throughout the whole campaign. They should enjoy the moment as the crowd appreciates what they've done.
Into the match is 17-year-old Bella Flack. We're well into the 3 minutes added on. Just moments away. Miklat getting on the ball as cheers of Ole. Set to inspire a nation, has done before, and they're doing it in front of the home crowd. looked at her watch. There it is. The Philippines are your 2022 AFF Women's Champions. History right here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium.
Yes, tonight we a well-calculated campaign from the coaching staff. They've done everything right from start to finish. And you can just see what it means. I can't been involved in this a long time, Jing, and I just could not wait for this moment to happen. And it's somewhat surreal. What a journey. What a group of players. What a moment.
3-0 the final score. Jessica Coward got us started in just the 7th minute. Katrina Guillou followed up before that to be Serena Bolden.
Yes, it had to be her. She's led the line. She's been fantastic. She's been supported by every single line behind her as well. I mean, it takes a very, very long time to put together a squad as special as this. It's just been coming, it's been coming, it's been coming. And now we can finally say that we have a championship side, a national team that has won a trophy.
That's right, Darren. The Philippines are finally champions. They've been waiting a long time to get to this stage, and they did it in fantastic fashion. A 4-0 drubbing of the reigning champions of Southeast Asia to make it into the final and up against the most successful team in this region. A 3-0 victory in the final. This wasn't by chance. This wasn't by luck. This is a fully deserved title for the Philippines.
Well, it comes in eras, and this is most certainly the start of what is going to be a fantastic era for not just Philippine football, but obviously for the girls' football. This is going to be so inspiring. I mean, I'm a dad now of 3 girls myself. I just can't wait to see my girls out on the field playing, inspired by these. And I'm sure there are just loads and loads of girls at home watching this thinking, what do I need to do to be out there on that field, experiencing what these girls are experiencing right now as they take their lap of honor for the Philippines.
A victory lap for a squad that has achieved so much over the last few months, and they've capped it off here in the Philippines in magnificent fashion.
They played a huge part. Huge part.
Coach Alan Stajic, an ovation for the Australian who has mastered minded this resurgence in the Filipinas. You have to say, he said this side deserved a packed crowd. He's got it tonight, and now they have witnessed and become part of history. With Jessica Coward's header, again, the Philippines so dangerous from the set piece, especially with Tane Anis over the ball. And that was the platform, the perfect start to get the Philippines up and running in their first ever final. Katrina Guiu was relentless in her effort, both in defense and offense, and later she would find herself on the score sheet herself. Olivia McDaniel was massive for the Philippines. Snuffed out so many chances that Thailand created, and here and she did it in technical and clinical fashion. Katrina Guiu. That was 2-0. Serena Bolden had an opportunity to add to the tally, unable to do so. First half, the second saw the Philippines come out with Thailand making things difficult. They got more on the ball, but still there were chances. Quesada striking the upright. Another player that perhaps deserved the goal, Quinley Quesada. And Chabakiao came close on several occasions, but the Philippines were always threatening, always finding a way to make life difficult. Again, Olivia McDaniel, calm and secure at the back, and fair play to the Thai side who never gave up. They came close on a few occasions themselves, but this was the moment that sealed it. Serena Bolden getting her head to it and making it 3-0. And at that point, it was just too far for Thailand to find a way back. What a moment, what a time for the Philippines, the champions of Southeast Asia.
You say that one more time, G.
Never get sick of that. And right now, let's take a look at the full-time statistics. 13 shots, 7 of them on target, 3 of them in the back of the net. What a performance from the Philippines. We're able to shut out a Thai side that had 9 shots and 4 on target. This is a fantastic moment for the Philippines, and now we have the opportunity to hear from the man who has masterminded
a magical night here at the Rizal
first ever
Memorial
title.
Stadium. The Philippines winning 3-0 against Thailand in the final of the AFF Women's Championship with Coach Alan Stajic. Coach, how did your team do it tonight?
I don't know. I can't hear yourself, and that's the way it should be. That's just exhilarating, isn't it, to have that performance, this crowd. Football's alive in the Philippines, and that's all that matters.
Coach, I know you've played a lot of matches, but going into this match, how big was the pressure, and what was the mindset going into this one?
Yeah, look, obviously the players have pressure. For me, it's easy. I can yell at them whether it's a first-round game or a final, but, you know, for them to get through this grueling schedule, that's 10 games we've played in 25 days across 2 continents, and to finish like that with so much heart, so much spirit and determination is really a testament to them. And just a quick one, Naz Noella Rate designs all our set pieces, spends hours and hours.
Who do you want to give thanks, give credit to with all these, with what's happened tonight?
You can't pick people out. Everyone, whole support staff, the playing group, obviously Jefferson Cheng, who's supporting the team, the PFF. There's so many people that contribute to this moment, and we've climbed a little hill tonight. We've conquered Southeast Asia, but I know there's big mountains ahead in the rest of Asia and the World Cup next year. So it's a great hill to climb, but I know there's bigger battles ahead.
You've coached for so many years, but where does this rank for you?
Tonight it's number 1.
Coach, just talk about the crowd that we have here. You had 8,000 people tonight. At the start of the tournament, you had a
From Football is alive in the Philippines, and that's all that matters. Incredible words from Alan Stajic, and he has inspired thousands, if not millions, around the Philippines to play this game and to look for moments like this. Now the awarding ceremony begins.
Sanis, General Secretary of Philippine Football Federation. Thank you very much, Myanmar.
This afternoon. And now let's head it over to Sadelf, who is with Katrina
The
Giyu.
match, Katrina Gilyu. Katrina, what a night. Can you describe how you feel right now?
I'm honestly at a loss from words, just how well we started the game and the grit to keep on going for another goal in the second half. And to have all these fans here, it's a dream come true. Winning gold and everything. I can't really put it into any more words than that.
Talk about the journey of this team. You joined this team in late last year, and then 7-8 months later, we're at this point. Talk about that journey in the last 8 months.
I mean, going into AFC, we had a goal. We set it, qualified for the World Cup, and then the team did a great job in SEA Games, winning a bronze medal, and then now to bring it home and win a gold in front of our home crowd, it's amazing. All the support that we've had throughout the 8 months, we couldn't do it without everyone else.
The support that was terrific tonight. What does this tell you and the team that you have?
It shows how much heart we have, and then the dedication from all the fans to come out in the rain. It just shows how much this country supports our team, and without them, we wouldn't be where we are right now today.
A message probably to those young kids dreaming to be at this point in a position that you are in right now?
I mean, just keep working on it. Hey, I'm 28 and this is my first gold medal. So you know what? Anything's possible if you just keep working hard.
Thank you.
Katrina Giyu, fantastic tonight, and with a fantastic message as well. It has been a dream come true, not just for her, but for everybody involved in the game. And they've set the tone here, Darren, in terms of the desire necessary, the technical ability, the willingness and relentlessness required to win a title, but also they've set the expectations for this country now. Coach Alan Stajic saying that, this is not enough. The AFF is just a stepping stone. We're moving on to Asia now. We're looking at the world as well. The sky's the limit for Philippine football.
Yeah, you're right. It's about steps. We spoke about it before the game as well, and I mean, we've seen teams play on the Asian circuit as well, but the important thing is that we've actually come out as the champions of Southeast Asia, and that is a big, big milestone. It's a big statement as well for Philippine football.
Fair play to Thailand, who are the runners-up in 2022. Back-to-back runners-up now in the AFF Women's Championship. They gave it
Thank you very
everything
much,
they had all
Thailand.
the way until the final whistle. Just fell short at the final hurdle. And they've got a rich footballing tradition, Thailand, and they will be back again in the next tournament. But now, it's the moment we've been waiting for. It's time to award the champions.
And now, it's time to call on the champions of the AFF Women's Championship 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, the champions of the AFF Women's Championship 2022 is the team of the Philippines! It's our great pleasure to invite Mr. Mariano V. Araneta Jr., President of Philippine Football Federation, and Mr. Vahid Kardani, Deputy General Secretary of Asian Football Confederation, to present the medals to the players and officials. Here are the players. Number 1, Ina Palacios. Number 18, Olivia McDaniel. Number 22, Kiara Fontanilla. Number 2, Malaya Cesar. Number 3, Dominic Randall. Number 4, Jacqueline Savitsky. Number 5, Haley Long. Number 6, Tane Ennis. Number 7, Camille Rodriguez. Number 8, Sarina Bolden. Number 9, Jessica Miklat. Number 10, Riley Bugay. Number 11, Anika Castaneda. Number 12, Kaya Hawkinson. Number 13, Chantel Maniti. Number 14, Isabella Flanagan. Number 15, Carly Freelis. Number 16, Sophia Harrison. Number 17, Alicia Del Campo. Number 19, Ava Madarang. Number 20, Kinley Quesada. Number 21, Katrina Guiu. Number 23, Tara Shelton. Number 24, Maya Alcantara. Number 25, Sarah Egesvik. Number 26, Jessica Cowart. Number 27, Alisa Ube. The team officials: Alan Stachich, head coach. where we call on AFF President Major General Kiev Samev to present the championship trophy to the captain of the winners of tonight's match and the champions of the AFF Women's Championship 2022, the Philippines! The team officials: Alan Stachich, head coach. The head of delegation, Jefferson Gao Cheng. Health and medical officer, Dr. Louis Tan. Media officer, Ceres Lina. Assistant coach, Nawel Agarte. Goalkeeper coach, James Fraser. Strength and conditioning coach, Luca Tonetti. Team manager, Isabella Fernando. Physiotherapist, Ana De Mejilio and Isabella Boxi. Trainer, Red Sahonia. Analyst, Esteban Antonich. Assistant team manager, Nelan Casalmer. Equipment manager, Francisco Pascual. Assistant equipment manager, Karen Kaliway. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the awarding ceremonies of the AFF Women's Championship 2022. On behalf of the ASEAN Football Federation, we thank you for your support and hope to see you in the next edition of the tournament. See you and good night!
Philippine football will never be the same. The Philippine women's national team have changed things forever. This title shows what is possible. And they deserve all the plaudits for making it possible. What a time to be alive. The Philippines have done it. They are champions of Southeast Asia, and bright things are ahead for the new force in the region.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. Champions of Southeast Asia, and with so much more to play for in the upcoming months, this really, really is a special group of young ladies. Incredible.
These ladies will be heading to the World Cup next year, and they will be busy in the time in between. And make sure you stay tuned to this journey, because I've got this feeling, Darren, that we're only seeing the very beginning.
I think you're right. This just gives us a platform to build from. I feel my throat going. It's just unreal. I mean, the number of games, the number of training sessions, the number of coaches involved to get Philippine football to where it is at this very moment. It's something very, very special. And I mean, we talk about the start of an era. I mean, this could be the start of something absolutely magical, and it's going to be remembered forever. It goes down in Philippine football history. It goes down in history. It's just so much to take in.
The Philippine women's team have done it. The Filipinas are the champions, and they stand atop the region of Southeast Asia. It's been a magical evening at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Over 8,000 to witness what has been a momentous occasion, and could be one that we look back on for decades to come. We thank you for watching tonight's broadcast, and for my partner, Darren Hartman, thank you for your support, and stay tuned for what's next in the journey of Philippine football. Good night.